Hey, my people, I greet you all. Oh, welcome. Oh, happy Sunday. Hello, Dixon. Thank you. Thank you. I accept your rose. Thank you so much. Hey, my people, I welcome you once again to another video. And I say, let us even, exchange. Hi, Asho, I greet you. Good evening. I was like, so many things is happening to, before us. And the things we normally read in books is happening before us, I thought that would be interesting to just, talk about what is going on, what we are learning, because I mean, it's history, and we are part of the history. Normally history is almost like, oh, something that happened before that they wrote, and then today we are seeing how those things that they wrote happen, and I feel like, yeah, what are we learning as African people, and what can we take away from what we are seeing today? Is there anything for us at all to learn from it? Is there any lesson at all? It's one thing to say, oh, there's a lesson, and then it's also another thing to say, is there even anything to learn from it? So, as I was thinking, and I hope it's interesting enough for you guys. So, you will be welcome to come and tell us what you are seeing and what your take on what is going on. And yeah, the first reaction we have seen from people from our own side is blame, and anger, and all these emotions. Yeah, there's a place for all those things also. There's a place for people to be angry, for people to be sad. There's a place for whatever emotion you are expressing right now. There's a place for it. I feel like there's something we can still take away. We can learn. We can use what has happened to understand more, what we have been taught, to learn and unlearn. I mean, I feel like this is a beautiful time, even though it's touching for a lot of people, but it's a time we can learn so much. So I welcome you once again, everyone. I welcome everyone of you once again, and I don't know if you guys saw the declaration. Hello, Dorothy. You're welcome. Um, I think let me just show a little bit without the. Just a second. So let's look a little bit what I'm talking. Hey, Daniel, I greet you. Good evening. Yeah. So welcome everyone. As I was saying, no, no, we are just starting. You have not missed anything, Kay. Good evening, everybody, once again. So, so many things is going on right now, and I feel like there's a lot of history happening. And even today was, September 11. We know what that means. So many things is happening before us, and we are happy to witness it. So I wanted to share what I'm talking about, the passing of the Queen Elizabeth II and the ascension to the throne by her son, who is now the king, King Charles III. When we are looking at history and we are reading King Charles, King Edward, and this one, and this one ascended, it's also like that in the Bible. And this king passed and the other one took over and the other one, that kind of a thing. I feel like we are in a time like this, especially with the help of social media, that we are actually able to see everything live, and we're actually able to see the words that they are saying live. And I would like us to talk about it, like, is there something that we can learn from it? you know so hello Duxie, I greet you. So let me play the video. There is not gonna be, audio, for obvious reasons here. So that's the king to be. So he comes in and then he begins to read. He will be invited to read the accession. I will read the accession in a text so that so what he's about to say, I'm going to read it in a text. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, there's something that he said that I find very, very interesting, and I wanted to read with you guys. And that's what, for example, let me put this one here. And he's saying that, I hope you can see it. So he's saying, um, basically, I understand that the law requires that I should, at the accession to the crown, take and subscribe the oath relating to the security of the Church of England. I hope you people are seeing it. He said, to ascension of, at my ascension to the crown, you know, take and subscribe the oath relating to the security of the Church of Scotland. And I am ready to do so at this first opportunity. No? And then he went on to say, I, Charles the Third, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom and of God, Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of my other realms and territory, King, defender of faith, do faithfully promise and swear that I should inviolably maintain and preserve the settlement of true Protestant religion as established by the laws made in Scotland. Are you following me? And of the claim of right, and particularly by an act instituted for securing Protestant religion, Presbyterian Church government and the acts passed in parliament of both kingdoms for the union of two kingdoms. You understand? So together with the government, worship, discipline, rights of privileges of the Church of England. So Scotland, so help me God. Yeah. So I feel like so the crown is actually to defend the faith. And what faith are we talking about? We're talking about the Christian faith. So, that's why I said, let me share with you guys. And, in the light of what happened, because of the passing of the Queen, a lot of people started remembering, everything that happened during the colonization. It's not nice, And we can be lucky and happy that we are not in that time that we came now. It could be worse, but it is what it is at this point in time. And everybody is remembering all those things that happened and they are not happy about it. But then everybody is still a Christian, everybody is still, you know, fired up, like today everybody will be in church, everybody will be happy. And he's talking about defending the faith. And this throne is about the God of Great Britain and grow and to defend the faith. So there's a lot of history behind the Christendom and behind the thrones in Europe that we didn't know before. You understand? So hey, good evening, Ezioku. You understand? John Fresh, I beg you. Hey, Joe. So I don't know how. Like, I don't know, John Fresh. Do you want to come online and teach us some things? I can share the link. You will be welcome. So we are seeing this thing happen directly before us now, and you can see how they ascend to the throne, and more importantly, you can see all the things that happen during church tradition. It is almost looking like a church service. Good evening, Ben. If you are following it, you see that it looks like a church service. You understand? So everything normally I agree to we do during the church service, the ceremonies, and now it's time for this, and now it's time for this. You can see he's talking. It's like almost sermon. It's the same setting, if you may. You understand? So and you see. Everybody standing in awe, Onyedikachi, I greet you. So I think that beyond the rhetoric, beyond anger, beyond blame, there's so much we can learn from what is going on. For example, especially the right of who becomes the king. For example, we are seeing it before us now, like the how immediately, as they say, the queen is passed and the king is there, like no gap. No gap, not like say, oh, they will first of all be keeping it secret, everything will be doing kuru, 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 kuru. Maybe all those time they were saying they should come back, everybody's come. Maybe a lot of people were saying, like, it don't already happen. They are getting everything ready. So, but as they are releasing the statements that the queen passed as very peaceful at so time, and the king is there. You understand? No space in between. So to tell you that the leadership continues, Henry, I greet you. The leadership continues, and the culture is upheld, and whatever that throne stands for, not just for him, but for also other realms, not just for Scotland, not just for Britain, also for other realms and territory. And I believe those realms and territory belong also they talk for there. But more importantly, defender of the faith. So if you say you are a Christian, and if you say, for example, you are an Anglican, so he is defender of that faith. now, because he is the head of the Anglican Communion, and the Anglican Communion is coming from there. And you know how the Anglican Communion came about. It was like it broke away from the Catholic Rome. And you know how Rome came about. Rome was like the ruling, they was ruling the whole Europe. They conquered the whole Europe and they were ruling it. You understand? So at some point, I don't want to go into everything that happened, and then the King of England decided that I no do again. He decided to break away, and there was a lot of fight. So most of the gbege that they were, with each other is because of actually the religion, and because every power was in the hands of the church. The control, the bishops were like the governors. You understand? Like, and the clergymen were like the warriors, the soldiers. So if they are sending you to a parish, it's not like they are sending you to go and be wearing a gown and be walking about. No, those ones were combatants. They were like soldiers. They are there to conquer. So they say, put on the whole armor. It's not say na literal, na real. You wear it, say you are, you're soldier of Christ. Not be saying na for mouth, na real soldier. Then be. You understand? They will not go and fight. So most of the wahala that they have with Ireland is also on this basis, because when they now broke away and say everything is now under Anglican, some people did not accept. They don't want to be. They don't want to be under Anglican. They want to remain under Rome, and they don't want you to be on their territory and be under Rome. So it was a big problem. So it caused a lot of fight for them. That's why that defender of faith is coming in. And you know that, like for example, those of you that went to Anglican church, I don't know if you remember, when we pray, there's the core tenet of our belief. We normally would pray it in Igbo, and we will say, I don't know if you remember. I don't Funny enough, I don't know how to say it in English, the Nicene Creed, but I will try. I only know how to say it in Igbo. They say Okwukwe nke Nicaea, Okwukwe, they will call it as well. I will say Ekwem na Chineke bụ nna nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, onye kere eluigwe n'ụwa. Ekwem na Jesus Christ, naanị otu ọkpara ya, onye nwe anyị, onye atụrụ ime ya. Oh God. So I know it only in Igbo. I don't know anybody that know it in English. I know that a lot of people know it in English. But what used to marvel me that time, because in the end they will not say, you understand, atụrụ ya, onye atụrụ ime ya site n'ike mmụọ nsọ, nwa agbọghọ na-amaghị nwoke, bụ Mary, or something like that, or n'ụbọchị Pilate akpọgide ya n'obe, ọ nwụọ, elie ya, ọ rịdara n'elu, n'ụbọchị nke atọ ọ ga-esikwa n'ọnwụ bilie ọzọ, ịkpọ ndị nọ bla bla bla, that kind of so then the next time that they will say Ekwem na mmụọ nsọ na nzukọ Catholic nke dị nsọ. I used to wonder that in that Ekwem na mmụọ nsọ. But I will tell my grandmother, but we are not Catholic. She said no, that all of us are Catholic in a bigger sense, but for now we are not Catholic. I will be wondering, what does that mean? Because we normally do catechism, and children, they will say, we always say Ekwem na mmụọ nsọ. Like, I believe in the Holy Spirit and in the Holy Catholic Church, and I don't know how to say it in English, and na mmekọ nke ndị nsọ, na mgbaghara mmehie, like to communion of the mmekọ nke ndị nsọ, communion of saints. I don't know how they say it. Forgiveness of sin, mgbaghara mmehie, na mbilite n'ọnwụ, resurrection, and death, and everlasting life. Na ndụ ebighị ebi ya. Yeah. So what is important for me there is that Nzukọ Catholic Edinso. So I began to wonder, what is this Nzukọ Catholic Edinso, like the Holy Catholic Church? Like, why are we in Anglican Church and we are saying we believe in the Holy Catholic Church? That's when I now understood. Yeah, can you say it in Hausa? Yeah, because in those days, good evening, everyone. If you're just joining us, so we are normally saying it in Igbo in those days, and that's basically when we start the service. They will say, "Onye nwa emere anyị ebere," blah blah. They say the liturgy. So it comes down to then you now say the okukwe, and then so that's basically what we are seeing now. Like when Charles is standing there and he say, "I," doing that declaration and say, "I, Charles, by the grace of God." Yeah, my brother, you know what I mean. So then I began to realize that. So one of the things that I decided to check was, where is this, the Nicene Creed coming from? Where is it coming from? And I realized that that was actually the beginning of Christianity. That was basically how Christianity started, and it was when the bishops and the people in leadership at that time, they came together in that council of Constantinople. Is it Constantinople? I think it's very close to Constantinople. Chalcedon. So in that council of Chalcedon, they met, and that's where they now came to the agreement. What is this faith going to be about? Then that's where they came to the agreement that it's going to be about a human who is also at the same time divine. So they had to come to that agreement and issue that creed. And that creed was given to the bishops to take to their walls. Council of Nicaea, yeah. Yeah, some people call it a Council of Nicaea, but it's normally a Council of Chalcedon or something like that. Um, yeah, Chalcedon, that's what they call it. So in that council, I don't know, is the Nicaea did Nicaea happen before the Chalcedon? I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think the Council of Nicaea happened, and that's where they made the creed, and then that's where in the Council of Chalcedon, that's where they now finalized it. There will be time for that one, Dogoyaro. You understand? So I was thinking that maybe we should talk about, our faith, because, for example, we Africans, we are always, demarcating among ourselves. For example, there was an Anglican bishop that came out one time in Anambra. I posted the video back then last year, and it was kind that they were suffering in Anambra, that that if you're Anglican, you are having difficulty with jobs and all those things. And I was wondering, because how come they are even separating themselves, even though they are Christians? So we are always having all this demarcation among ourselves based on what we believe in. We are understanding that we are believing what we are believing based on who conquered us, the colonizer, the conqueror that happened on us, that you understand, those are the people we took their religion. It's not because we wanted to. Eh? Yes, so Loretta. Good evening, Jerome. Good evening, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, Chris, yeah, that's what they told. But all those things was just like what you are saying now, like what they said in the book of Corinthians. But we are talking about the foundation, how the whole thing started, and where, because at the time there was all this, rural people doing their thing. Like, it's just like when you came to Igbo land in those days, every family had their god, something like that. Everybody was doing their own, and so they were trying to wipe away all those ones and centralize it and make it one. And so they wanted to do something that will make it unique, and come to an agreement and say, this is exactly what we are all about. And that's where the whole thing took effect. And then that's also how they decided which books will not come into what we call today the Bible. So that's how they, made the arrangements, the books they put in and the books that didn't make it. You understand? um there are two premise you can use if you are talking about this thing. Like some people will go on it that it's like something that happened absolutely, like it's real, some people will go with it like, okay, you know akụkọ ifo. But you understand? So some people will go with it and say it's just akụkọ ifo. It's not, Tears by Moonlight, our own Tears by Moonlight, something like that. But we see that, like, a lot of people, they are not happy with the way we have been treated because of all these things, and some people, they feel like, if you are like, if you have come into some kind of understanding, you shouldn't believe in God anymore, you shouldn't praise God anymore, like you shouldn't be believing in anything, you should just be maybe an atheist, if you may. So like, for me personally, I feel like there's nothing wrong in looking for a balance somewhere, you understand? Because most of this tradition has become our way, like we have just kind of adopted it, like most of the people that will be saying like they are anti-Europe, they are anti-white or something like that, they can't do without doing a white wedding, for example, you know. Yeah, so some people like to still go with the story and believe all that was written in it. And like our brother Chris, for him now, he say, all the people were Jews and all those kind of a thing. But who knows? This is something that happened. People that were in their own time writing, doing their own things. So, and then some people came many generations later, they were putting it together. Okay, so, yeah, so I believe in balance, and I believe that if there are people who need it and who cannot do without it, so be it, why stop them from being that? Why stop them? But where I have a problem is people that deliberately take advantage of people for believing, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody wants to join, and let me share the link. Yeah, so the history that I want us to learn basically is that, you cannot be completely saying, oh, the Queen did this, or the European did that, and you are a staunch Christian, and you want to form a country that is based on Christianity, and we don't want anything to do with Hausa, Fulani, Caliphate, Muslim. You want a Christian country, and then on the other hand, you're not happy with the Queen, you're not happy with Britain. Oh, Britain, I feel like it's ironical, it's not coming together properly. So that's, you try to look for what is important that you can do for yourself and for your people, and how you can actually start your own, And one thing I appreciate and actually love about the Yoruba people have kind of transcended. Hey, Amarachi, I cite you. The Yoruba people have kind of gone a little bit further. Like, they have actually succeeded in creating their own denomination and their own version, if you may. So, and they have also, like, have their own version, and they don't actually depend on Rome for their religion. They don't necessarily, I mean, they have portions of their population that are still there, but they have been able to, kind of make a beautiful demarcation, and they have their own consolidated and African version of that religion. And I think that is really, really ingenious. And I think that is actually what everybody's supposed to do. You take what you see, you adapt it to your own way, honestly. And I feel that, like, For example, if you come to Nigeria and you're looking for Catholics, the our people are the most, the highest number, and more, like it is an unending. If you go to the schools to become Reverend Father, to become Reverend Sister, it's our people. There are many there. Whereas Yoruba people have actually been able to form their own this Sele, cherubim and seraphim. It has become their own, and they have the African church. The African church is just like Anglican church, but the headquarters is here in Africa, and they do everything like Anglican church. I was surprised when I used to pass there. I would be wondering, but it was called African church. But it was just like Anglican. They were using the same hymn they were doing. If you go to Sele, if you see them, they are also singing the hymns, using the Bible, but they have adapted it. You have to wear uniform. I feel like this is the real art of evolution, that gradually you take what you like, you make something out of it for yourself, and you create your own version, basically, and the thing, sometimes when I think about it, like, we are the one that complain more about what Europe have done, but we are the one that follow their footsteps the more, want to be like the perfect black British, if you may, black European, if you may, like, we really want and I feel like that is actually one of the problems we are having, because we have that feeling, we want to be like, we feel superior. Honestly, we just feel like we're better than the others, just like Europeans say that they're better than us, so we now think that we're better than the rest of Nigeria. You understand? Oga Chris, I'm not going to argue with you. Whatever you say, it's okay. We are not fighting. We are not fighting. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, so Yoruba culture have kind of taken the Christian religion and made something out of it. Honestly, so isn't that beautiful to see? And they have their own, they have instituted authority also within their own, and when someone they post their pastors around, they are able to change, like if someone is the head, and then they have the hierarchy and they are following the hierarchy, just like the Anglican church, just like Rome, and they have succeeded in doing that. And what is also amazing to see is how Adeboye is doing it, but it's left to see how it will continue if Adeboye passes. So if Adeboye passes, and the whole thing continues to go on, then you can say that they have actually adapted it and evolved with it. I just want to delete a bingo that came here to show himself. Yeah, so basically, Igbo people are a very, very dramatic set of people. My people, we are very dramatic because on the one hand, we are crying, oh, European, oh, do like this, they do like this. And then on the other hand, we are like typically wanting to be like them. And that's only our aspiration, to be like them, to have everything like them. We can't adapt, we can't evolve, we just stuck there. And with all this emotion somehow. Anyway, that's just one perspective, but I feel like um what we are seeing is something that we read in the Bible, and we read in history books, and we are seeing it happen before us. And we are supposed to learn something from it, or understand something more. You understand? So the declaration is that it's going to be the defender of the Christian faith and of the Anglican Church. So basically, if you're an Anglican, you are under the king now, the new king. He's going to be the one to defend that faith. And he's going to defend it because before, they used to fight about it, but now they may not fight directly. I don't know whether anybody is fighting. I don't understand how it is going now. You understand? But there's always that supremacy argument, sha. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody wants to comment. Actually, Christianity started in Egypt by Tommy Soto when he created a god called Serapis Christus. The worshippers of this Serapis were called Christians. Emperor Constantine just wanted to force Christianity to the whole humanity. Then he called a meeting in the Council of Nicaea. It was there they created Jesus and changed Serapis to Jesus. Okay. Okay. Interesting. But it didn't start from there. I mean, it's another part of the history, but it didn't start from there. Mado Abuchi. It didn't start from there. It didn't. So all these things is adaptations. All this is adaptation. Most of the time, when you want to start something new, they are going to say, where is this one starting from? Just now, just now. So you will need something from the old to kind of give it validity. So that's what people did. They took something from the old and give it validity. I can't stop them. I can't stop them because they have been insulting people for so many years now. So yeah. Good evening, Ugiagbe. I greet you. Thank you. Yeah, so in all of this our Christianity now, how have we adapted anything that we change humanity? Instead, we are looking for ways to good evening, Ismail. We're looking for ways to uh, cheat other people. There was one video I wanted to share with you guys where a reverend father, they were conducting prayer. John Fresh is saying Karl Marx once said religion is sign of oppressed creature, heart of a heartless was condition, a new opium to the fool. Ewo, that one is hard though. So brother is saying honestly, Igbos are the best in all fields, if not highly marginalized. This is hey, abeg make na me answer my brother. He say Igbos are the best, like best in follow or best in bingoism or be best in like what marginalization. This is just the things they tell you to to make you feel good about yourself and your inadequacies. If you are the best, you don't have to say it. It's other people that will say you are the best. You are the best in what? Did you create any technology now that everybody, the whole world is depending on? Igbo people have not even been able to develop Igbo land. Everybody in Igbo land today is aspiring to go somewhere else. That's not development. That is not best. You don't even really need to, like you have to show it. You don't have to be saying I'm the best. Everybody will see it. Everybody will see it. Everybody will see that you are the best. And if you say they are marginalizing you, how did they stop you? Like I'm talking about this evolution in religion. I'm giving practical example how Yoruba people have been able to evolve Christian religion into cherubim and seraphim, and they have their own system. Basically, they don't depend on Church of England. They don't, but our own, we are still stuck there. We can't do something else. We have not been able to even adapt it. We even now can't even add the Jewish inside. So people are still wearing Jewish cocker. They want to be like Jew, exactly like Jew, you know. Instead of you to say, okay, I see something here, I like it, I can, introduce it into my own. That's how you grow. Our own, we can't be ourselves. Somehow there's a need to escape ourselves, and be something else and be like be English and be English and be Rome and be Jew. So we aspire like them. We want to be like them, and we want to see us ourselves better than others like them. So we are not the best in anything, my brother. Don't let anybody deceive you. If you are the best, you should be able to actually see through all this Biafra fraud, for example. And the whole world sees it, only you don't see it. You don't understand what is going on, and you're wondering how come, this one comes say who is the thing is, when you are not even answering the name of a human being and you don't have anything to contribute, I mean, how can anybody be talking to you? um our brother say Igbo created over 5 machines during 1960s to 70s, refused to harness Africa are yet to report that feat. Yeah, but it can still be harnessed. Where is it? I mean, did it get lost? I mean, we are seeing development all these years, nothing is standing still, and we have had people who are billionaires of Igbo extraction. Like, so what is it funding? All of this innovation that we are enjoying in the West is actually rich people that come together and fund research, and something comes out of it. So I don't know the magic anybody is expecting to happen. Like, I feel like on the one hand you feel so more than others, on the other hand you feel so incapacitated and you blame others again for your inability. If you are actually what you are, or what you claim to be, or you really want to work to be that thing, you know against all odds you will get to what you want. Good evening, Emeka. So you're talking about 5 machines. What are the 5 machines? What are the 5 machines? So since 1970, you don't know how many universities we have. Do you know how many professors we have? So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's not about criticism. We are just talking about history. Don't be very emotional. Why should I? Did I criticize? I'm talking about history here. What is happening before our eyes? What is written? And we are talking about it. There's no criticism here. I don't know where you are coming from, criticism. If you are a hate watcher, I better I block you so that you can go where you criticize and hate other people, please. Yeah, so some people think I'm criticizing. I'm not criticizing. Good evening, Evaristus. We are talking about the history that is happening, what we know. We are just talking about what we are learning, and everybody is bringing. Yeah, I'm reading out people's comments and from their own understanding. There's no criticism. Ogbonigwe time bomb. Do you know the bomb that is available today? you know Do you know the kind of supersonic things that are available today? You don't even do you know the like we don't even have food. I feel like we don't even have food. Even this one you are talking that Ogbonigwe. there are powerful ones. I know now. There are powerful. Do you know the modern ones? Do you know the powerful modern ones that is all over the world? What are you going to do with it? If you have one or two, and your the person you want to go and meet have supersonic ones, what is the other invention? Or like survival? You have to survive now. When you are in a bad place, you have to survive. Um, yeah. So I don't know if I don't know. It's like nobody wants to join today. Yeah, so if you want to come and tell us, Obina, you're welcome to come and tell us. So yeah, my brother that said that Igbos are the best. No, nobody is best. So mm, for people of our own descent like this, nobody is best. We are just good in we have the memory, we have the ability, but that you know that solution oriented technology, we don't have it yet. We don't have it yet. So that's why Africa, like all the problems we have, well, we should have been able to use our technology. You understand? We should have been able to use technology to solve the problems, to advance our problem. For example, take for example Gary production. You understand? Take for example Gary production. We are supposed to have been able to produce Gary with machine. You understand? No tribe is superior. Yeah, that's the problem they're having. That's the problem they are having. Yeah. Yeah, so anybody that wants to, you can use the link to come on video. Uh, yeah, the country with the most inventions in Africa will be South Africans, but that is mainly attributed to the European presence there. Yeah, yeah. And I think that one of the things that is stopping African innovation technology wise, there's no brain drain. The brain drain is just that, you know, we have learned everything we have learned is according to the Europeans. The science we are learning is their science. We don't have our own. And so, for example, the opportunities that you want to have is not there, so you want to go somewhere else to practice it. Understand? And because they didn't teach us that like, or maybe we didn't really understand what it means to be colonized or to go abroad. We sold to ourselves the idea that being going abroad is a good thing. Going abroad is something superior, is something to aspire to, because you are closer to your or guard them, so colonizers, if you may. So that made us to always want to go there because we want it where it's better. You understand? Because we didn't learn to conserve. We just learn to emulate, and whatever we are learning to get the best. Just like they came here, took the best, whatever they want, and taking it there. So we don't even know that we don't have anywhere that we were supposed to take anything. We are supposed to put our things together. So yeah, we have not really, uh, you know, we never really understand where they go. He said the government, who is the government? Who is the government? The government is the people. Somebody like Okezie Ikpeazu is a PhD, for example. He studied, he went to university, he finished, he did masters, he did PhD, and he can't even do anything. He can't even he can't even come up with an idea of what to do. So who is the people? You can't give what you don't have. The people is also the leader. The leaders are part of the people. Their parents are part of the people. You understand? And for example, if we go abroad, for example, like many of our Igbo brothers now they go abroad. Only what they are thinking is about to hit and run. Like that. Like the mindset is not even about what can I learn that I can take and improve and build on. They are just coming like a train wreck. They will break everything. You're wondering like what's going on. They don't have the mental capacity to even understand what they are doing, the implication of their actions. They don't even understand. Yeah. You are not the only one singing now. I remember when we were growing, there were these you see Congo musicians, their music was also raining, everybody was dancing, even though we don't know what they are singing. South African musicians, they are also singing. Music is common among Africa. Music and act is something that, it's just a way of life. You don't need much, it comes out, and the Nollywood would have been what we would have used to sell ourselves, project something good, something to emulate, a model for the society. Normally, the media is supposed to be a medium through which you channel positive energy or negative energy, whatever you want. That's why it's called a channel. That's why it's called medium. Medium is a means through something is going, and the channel is how it is going. But what have we done with it? Village people, winch, brother against brother, ritual, like I think the Nollywood is actually the biggest demarcator of our people and our culture. And in fact, do you know, I saw a post, somebody was actually complaining and saying that Nollywood was being, I think I will do a video on that another time. Like he was basically blaming other people for what Nollywood was doing. Blaming other people for what Nollywood was doing. I was like, like, no, 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 no. You say British people is sponsoring Nigeria and using Nollywood to destroy. I was like, wow, interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's not about it. Innovative in what? Innovative in what? If you look, for example, the most, I don't know, like maybe I shouldn't say it in public anyway. I feel like there's too much chest thumping. Hey, my brother is here, Jimmy, you're welcome. I believe that there's too much chest thumping. If you say you are too much, you are the best in what exactly? For example, now we are selling, Igbos are mainly traders, we are mainly traders and, doing commercial activities. And that commercial activities that most Igbos are doing is even a matter of condition. It was situationship that put us there. And that situationship is coming from the problem of Biafra. Because of the war that Ojukwu took them into. Before then, they were all sets of Nigeria professionals running the whole place. And because of Biafra, they all withdrew, to one front, and so they lost everything. I showed you a video before when those ones who used to control the refinery wanted to go back in Port Harcourt. They wouldn't allow them. In fact, it was the military that had to save them. So as a result of losing out and, trying to get back again, everybody or anything you can do. That's how all these desperations came in, and that's how people started. So most of the decadence that you are seeing among Igbo is actually a backdrop from that war. That anything go, you don't care. This almost a narcissistic behavior, that like someone that's on a destruction mission, that doesn't have the mental capacity to actually reflect on the consequences of what they are doing, and their impact on the general society. They are just like bulldozer. They are not thinking. So it's actually a backdrop. So now, coming back to that trading that Igbos are trading, how have that trading and the patterns of trading evolved? Like you are thinking about creating your own country. So in that country that you are creating, are you going to import everything in the country? Because basically your livelihood is based on importation. So how can an economy grow based where everybody is an importer? No production. You know, there's no production.
Hello, ma.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. Sorry, I will not turn my camera on because you know where I am now. And good evening to everyone listening to Blessed On. First, let me just touch a little bit base on the British history and the
Mm-hmm.
swearing in.
Mm-hmm.
I know probably, with all due respect, most of our people back home they may not be able to watch it because I don't know if it was televised, but I did watch most of it on BBC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was almost 4 hours, long ceremony. So that opened up for me personally to some understanding, and this is the first time in the British history that the proclamation, as they call it, to the monarch or heir to the throne was televised. Now, it was all in phases anyway. So the proclamation, while it was being read, and it has to be read in all parts of the UK for it to be
Mm.
accepted. And as well, this is something I've always known, that King James is from Scotland, but then,
Yeah.
it came to bear that King Charles III, he's the defender of the faith.
Yeah.
And, he had to assent to it.
In
So I don't want
Scotland.
to go
Yeah.
there, and I'm not to discuss religion,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but that shows, the Bible.
Yeah, we already talked about it in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and one thing I always said to my friends, even from day one, you know, from about 10 years ago. One thing the churches are careful is not to teach the congregation how the Bible was compiled. They
Mm-hmm.
avoid that completely. No, no pastor would do that, but those who has gone through theology or seminary, they would understand all these things. And it's Galileo. But let me not go there now. So let me just come back to this issue of most people from the southeast. Now they try to behave like the British. The British only wrote the histories of the wars they fought within United Kingdom and the invasion that happened in United Kingdom, but they
Mm.
are careful not to write about any of the atrocities they
Mm.
committed outside of United Kingdom.
Mm.
You know, the only wars you find them document is the ones they fought, be it
Mm.
the Spanish War, the France invasion, the wars with the German. What am I
Mm.
trying to say now? Each time, most of the people from the southeast they try to raise this wound, this Biafra wound.
Mm.
Now, Rena has been saying things that I have known for the last 5 years. Let me be honest with myself.
Mm.
They need to ask themselves. The Biafran soldiers invaded people's community.
Mm.
It wasn't long. Every year, why we try to do the Biafra Memorial Day or Remembrance Day, people of
Mm.
Kalabare Kingdom, their own celebration is different. They are celebrating their Emancipation Day, the day the Nigerian military freed them from the captives of the Biafrans.
Mm.
Their women, I don't want to use some word, but in the work, their women went through those things, then by their men. People need to stop this.
Mm.
Now, have they even thought about the atrocities of the Biafran soldiers in Ore?
Mm.
But they wouldn't. Otuko will not tell you these things. You see, that is what I said yesterday. The problem is we need to have people like what do you call it, Buhari, Gowon, and from the southeast, most of them are diseased. They should have done us a great favor by sitting there telling these ugly stories, no matter how ugly it is. It is part of our history. It is our past. There's nothing we can do about it. But today, I try to think about the next generation. They are going to pass to them distorted history and one-sided history filled with the victim card, victim mentality, and they continued on this path.
No, the thing is, when I'm thinking about it, I believe that there is a case of victimhood there, actually, to be frank. Igbo people, Ndi Igbo, were made victims of something they don't know about. So, why I keep going back that you need to accept the responsibility of the role that Ojukwu played and hold him accountable for it. Only then can the healing start. When you are able to hold Ojukwu accountable for the role he played, then you are now able to look to the Nigerian state and said, you failed us, your citizens, because you looked down on us and gave us the treatment that you would have given to a soldier. You understand? So that's why I made a video before. I said the Biafra war is actually a crime against the people of Southeast Ndi Igbo, because the whole ethnic nation was made to pay for the crime of one man and his associates. And the Nigerian state failed to make that delineation. You understand? And came in heavily on the old people. Of course, there is a case to say, well, they were, prepared and they were, rallied up and ready to go on the fight. But there are cases where civilian places were targeted, churches, schools, markets, that were civilian formations with no visible side of soldiers. You understand? So if Igbo people can first of all hold Ojukwu accountable for misleading them and lying to them, and so they can face the Nigerian state and say, you failed us as your citizens, and demand a reparation for the harm that has been done to them. You understand me? But when you continue to exonerate the key player, nobody is listening to you.
Absolutely. You've said this, Ijele has said this, I've said this. If you try to bring it to bear that, listen, in all honesty, we should accuse Ojukwu of a war crime.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he lied to the people.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the people never knew what was going on. Even let people from the southeast go and ask this question. Was Enugu even under heavy attack? Nobody's asking these questions. A lot of things, too much water has gone under the bridge. And today, rather than hold him accountable, people are still trying to reverend him when that shouldn't be the case. When that shouldn't be the case. At the end of the day, if you bring this discussion now, ask one of, most of these people putting out this thing on social media now, what are the immediate and the remote causes, or the remote and immediate causes? They will begin to tell you 1914, that we amalgamated. I'm not the history of 1914, the British Royal Treaty and Charter. All I'm asking, from 1966, that is where the whole problem started. What are the remote, at least most of us are this government in secondary school then. They had the remote causes and immediate causes. Most, I don't have those textbooks anymore. We can go back to those textbooks. These things are spelled out there, black and white. But when they try to bring this discussion, most people, they'll just jump on, there was a pogrom. Before the pogrom, what happened? And you know what? They are even provoking Reno. Reno now is beginning to list the names. And I don't want to say some certain things. I don't
want us to go there.
I don't want to say some certain things, but why I'm coming on to say this, our generation needs to turn a new leaf. Right? Now, if they are crying about the British, what do they want people from the Scottish to do? Scotland. What about Northern Ireland? What do they want them to do? Even the proclamation, they have to read it in the Scottish Parliament, and they have to proclaim Charles the King, which is against their will. Do they know how they come? It is only Wales that voluntarily joined the Union. Scotland was conquered. Northern Ireland today, do they know their grief with United Kingdom? How they broke up Northern Ireland, from their brother, which is the Republic of Ireland. You know, they need to wake up. Everybody has a history. There's no even most of them clamoring now. If we are to go back to our various communities, most people are settlers. You know, most people are not indigenous. But we can't keep fighting the neighboring village every day that you people are settlers. Go back to where? And you see them still making this, you know, hallucinating illustration. They tell you they are Igbos outside of Southeast. I mean, for goodness sake, you have English people in Canada. That does not make them English. Even in Canada, you have different region, different, you know, dialects.
Yeah.
You have
Even Texas used to be part of Mexico.
That is it. Even Alaska as well, you know. But I don't know when we can move forward. And you have all these dishonest public intellectuals. They know that push button. That push button is just tell them Biafra.
Yeah.
Without giving them a balanced story, you know, they all begin to jump like in a headless chicken all over the place. At the end of the day, Nigeria, yes, it's a collective task which we have to face as a country. But let them not mix politics with most of the things, you know. That is a different kettle of fish. The war ended in 1970. We need to move on.
Yeah.
After, if I'm to be honest, I wanted to say this. If I'm to be honest, I said it yesterday as well. Kalabari people, most of them are getting married to Igbo men. Some Igbo women are getting married to Kalabari men. They've forgiven us. If you go to their places, Bakana, Buguma, Degema, our people are trading. Nobody's attacking them. You know, at least I'm from the Southeast. If you come to my local community, and not even my village, it will be difficult to see the presence of other ethnic groups dominating. But that cannot be this. If you go, no matter where you go in Nigeria, you see us, you know, us on our numbers doing our businesses. You know, let's stop this thing. We need to move on. Let nobody keep dragging us back. The war has happened. It has ended. Are you prepared to go in for another one? No. Even their idol, Ojuku, told them it's a mistake. Nobody should go for a second one. Abi, they never see that interview. Now interview be that. You know, they need to wake up and we need to move forward. We need to move forward. At the end of the day, we can't keep holding this grudge.
Obina, you say, why is Nigeria scared of referendum? You know, the problem is you are educated, but you are not educated. For Nigeria to be having referendum, should be referendum will first of all be in the constitution.
Now, he's asking that question.
You say, why is Nigeria afraid of referendum? But referendum is not part of the constitution.
Yeah,
there's no place for constitution for referendum in the constitution. And there is no. Okay.
Now he's asking of that. He needs to go ask his favorite senator in Abaribe. The only time the Senate did, you know, try to discuss that issue, there was no single senator from the 15 senators representing the Southeast that even tried to become the lone voice. Now, let me go to the House of Representatives. The only honorable member of the House of Representatives that has rose that motion in the Green Chamber is Honorable Chinda from Rivers State. I can't remember his, you know, last name. None of your members of House of Rep has done it. Now, first, the Nigerian Constitution, there's no clause for it.
Yeah.
And now they can always tell them, you know, play beside doctrine of necessity. If any of these things has to come into place, it will be the National Assembly and not just the Senate. We are talking about a joint section. The Senate and the House of Reps.
He said that it has been done twice, but not with this current constitution. Maybe Ben Wabeze is there. Maybe you can go and ask him. Maybe you people, now that he's alive, may God help him. So he will tell you people why their reason for changing the constitution and why they didn't add referendum in it.
You know, he needs to go and listen, watch the interview on channels from Nneamwodo. Yes, hastily we came into democracy in 1999. The draft of the 1999 Constitution was not read by anybody, but they signed it. And that is why when they realized, you know, the loopholes here and there, they called it the Abu Salami Constitution. Yes, there are so many things that need to be addressed, but not on social media. Not, you know, some group of miscreants and criminals using circumstantial evidence to create problems and insecurity. if you have to address it, it has to be in the National Assembly.
Mm.
And that is the essence of now. We have to focus more on people we're electing into the National Assembly, the Senate and the House of Rep, with the mandate of every day. All we want you to go there, be a nuisance, sing referendum every morning. That is what we want you to do all through your tenure. Now, we can look at countries like Spain, Canada, Belgium. You know, Nigeria is one country where you don't have political parties grounded on ideology. Neither PDP nor APC. Like in Germany, you have the Christian Party. Their objective is clear, to protect the Christian faith. Right?
Yeah.
Here now you have the Green Party. Their objective is clear. They know they cannot form a government. They know they cannot produce the next prime minister. Theirs is to speak for the planet and the climate. When you go to Scotland, you have the Scottish National Party. It's not long they started having a voice in 2014 and they were able to get a first referendum in 2015. Meanwhile, Scottish National Party was formed in 1945. Go to South Africa, you have the Economic Freedom Fighters, which was formed, I think, in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, headed by Julius Malema. Right? You go to Spain, you have a party projecting independent Catalonia by Catalonians, pro-Catalonians. Now, let's come to Nigeria. Ask any person now, what does APC stand for? We don't know. What is the ideology of PDP? We don't know. What is the ideology of YPP? We don't know. What is the ideology of ANPP? We don't know. What is the ideology of Labour? They tell you, Papa, Mama, Piki.
They are
So what do
building
we represent? You know, so this is, you know, like those of them who read politics and political science, they always say one thing: politics of ideology. We are not yet there. The only thing that democracy has come to stay, for we to move forward, every Nigerian need a change of mindset. We need to first change, you know, that man in the middle. Then secondly, we need a robust National Assembly, technocrats in government, you know, that can move this thing forward.
I think that the problem is because we are Nigerians, we are, you know, focused on Nigeria. And like if I'm Igbo, I would say Igbo, you know, and everybody is kind of focused in their little corner every day. But if you look at it in a bigger picture, where is an African man doing well? Where is African man doing well? Nowhere. Where are they running well? So that's the core of the whole thing, because when you don't have your own core value and systems that you want to build upon, and you are building upon borrowed ideology, borrowed science, you understand me? Like you have not been able to evolve something out of it.
Okay, ma'am.
And we are steeped in mystery. African people want mystery. They don't want knowledge. So they want everything, and they will tell this elaborate story and something that disappear, go, disappear, come. You know, they are not interested in knowledge and to teach. And when we were small, they used to tell us knowledge is power. It is now that I understand what they mean by knowledge is power.
Yeah, you see, like most Nigerians, they find it easy to.
Are they Barbados, Bahamas?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Most Nigerians, it's easier for them to blame the British. Did we not see the former president of Gambia pulling out of Commonwealth, denouncing the path and the ways of the British? So we should blame our government. You know, if we say no, they cannot penetrate us. You know,
it's not about saying no. The thing is, you know, if you want to say, like, the easiest thing to do is to say, I want to stand on my own, you know, like we normally say, freedom is expensive, you know, because like maybe you are in your parents' house, you get your shelter, your food, everything, you know, and when you become free, you have to provide for yourself. You have to put a roof under your head. Are you getting it? So that's what is missing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If we want to be free, can we fend for ourselves? What technology are we going to have? What are we going to build upon? We have not started. We have not launched into this century. That's where I'm going. So we can have and I feel like all this anger, all this intimidation is what is boiling over, because when you are talk when you are in Africa, you want to go abroad because you don't even understand what is going on there. And when you come abroad, you now see how everything is, and then you are like it's in between. You understand? So you are not here, you are not there. So upon what are you going to build?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much once again for all you're doing, and like I did say, most media houses in Nigeria, they would avoid these discussions. These are things that could open up a new discussion
Like,
altogether.
like for example, we African women, we are braiding hair. And every day we are sitting down and spending hours braiding hair. This is something that a machine can solve. That they are supposed to be something that you can fix the knitting and comb the hair, like it will fix on it. If this was something that other cultures will have to contend with. I remember when I traveled to the village and they were frying gari, and I was looking at the gari that were frying, the same ancient way they were doing it, put it on a pan, do it and do it. This is supposed to be mechanized. And we are supposed to be bagging it, churning it. And like these are the solutions. You understand? For example, to start with food security at all. So we don't have like accepting technology. So you see that we are taking to mystery and religion. It sells for us quickly. We want to go there, and then this idea that you are better because you are a doctor, because you're a professor, because you're a PhD. You understand? Upon which that thing is based, you don't know, you don't understand it. Like here in Germany, for example, the educational system is not even based on degrees per se. They have two systems. You can go for acquisition and hands-on training, like training on the job, and they give you that certification, and you will be training on that job right after, and then you can be doing some kind of courses as you go, and it become your profession for life. And then those people who can think, who can bring out innovations, they get to go to the university to learn more. They have philosophers, they have doctors, they have lawyers, people who need to sit down and think what is not existing, what can be done, what are the problems, how can it be improved upon. We don't have that now, so like our brother said in a comment before, he said that the education system is not geared at finding solution, rather than getting that degree and saying I'm better, so you can go and sit in one office and be collecting salary, and then everybody is fighting. Someone from my own party is not in that office to be collecting salary. Meanwhile, if we can get people that will actually sit down to think about how to solve the problems we have in all our localities, that is the development that is missing. You understand? That if you are sitting down, like there's a problem of erosion, what can you do about it? There's a problem of waste. For example, if you look at Aba, how can you manage waste? How can you create avenue for the water, for the flood to leave the spaces, for the storm water to leave the streets after the rain, something like that. How can you innovate? That is what we don't have. And the same necessity is the mother of invention. So the necessity is clouded all around us, but we don't have any solution. Oh, we lost my brother. Yeah. So we don't have any solution. What are the solution? How can you look at the egusi that we are eating? It's the same system that they use since how many years ago. We don't have any. By now, we're supposed to have egusi soup in containers. We're not supposed to be sitting down and pound egusi, pound or do like, like you're supposed to innovate and things will be improving. But where is it going to come from? We have certificate and we are claiming we are better. For example, if you look our Igbo brothers, for example, like I said, because of the unfortunate war we got into buying and selling, but how have we evolved in that trading? No evolution. Everywhere you go, you are building store, 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 store. And we even went into a period, we have come into another time era of online shopping, and still everywhere they are putting shop, shop, shop. It's even two Yoruba guys that brought this online shopping and opened these platforms, and they are now selling their goods on those platforms. It didn't come from them, that innovation. So whatever you are doing, supposed to innovate. Before, everywhere people were having all these shop market, open market, but then they are looking how else can this marketing be done. They are building malls, they are building centers, they are they are having a moving markets, different of evolution, but we don't have it everywhere. We are kind of stuck. That's one we learn where everybody is doing it. Oh, it's like, okay, now they say people are doing this market to this dust. Everybody will be doing it. Oh, no matter, everybody will be doing it like sheep. You understand? And this thing, you are not even the producer, you are not the biggest in it, but everybody, Ejiri and Manage, they use it to know you. Eh? Yeah. He said if Nigeria could follow but Jonathan was there now, why didn't he start with it? You know? So the knowledge that colonialism brought supposed to be adapted to our own setting and use it. And so we're still the ones lagging behind, actually. And even if you come to Nigeria, we are actually very, very much behind. But somehow we are convinced that we are better. That's the irony, honestly. He said the online platform. You understand? So the selling is also not, the trading has not evolved. By now, the trading system is supposed to have evolved in a more modern way, better customer service, that people can actually have a possibility. Maybe if you buy something that, like there's maybe some window of, maybe if it's malfunctioning, or some kind of guarantee or something like that. Not that if you don't go, that one don't pass. Like there's supposed to be some evolution, like if you really want to consolidate. So I will not be surprised if maybe there are foreigners that want to bring a different form of marketing, and they will be willing to close down these stores and put them there. So I believe that anything that you are doing, you should be going with the time, and you should come into the new generation and not be stuck. Either, like, when your mind is first of all, or this person is the fault, is the constitution that is the fault, is this one that is the fault, is the other one that is the fault. You understand? Yeah. You don't get ahead. You barely are able to solve. And when you are convincing yourself that I am the best, I am best in everything, and you cannot name what exactly are you best in. Like our brother said, Aba is producing clothing for export. When last did you go to Aba? There's no road in Aba. There's no road to enter there. The shops are immersed in water, and there's nothing happening in Aba. People have left Aba. People are moving to Ikorekpene, Cross River, and other places. Nobody is in Aba. They can't even refine their own oil, for example. You understand? Although President Buhari is really trying, beyond all the insecurity, he's actually trying. When I'm looking at what he's doing, he's actually trying. Yeah, we'll see. That's what even that's what surprises everybody, because we have this idea we are the best, we are the best, we are the best in everything. And then like, you are the best, and if you are the best, everybody will be coming to you. You will not be on the way looking for where to go. Everybody will be coming to you. Like, for example, we don't understand what it means to develop. And development in our mind is like, you build a house. When you build a fine house, then you are developed. Maybe you come to an empty village, you see a fertile land, you pour concrete on it, condemn the land, and build the mansions, spiral, and in your mind you think it's developed. No, that's not development. Development is all round the mind, physical, also structures, values and norms, and we don't have it. But I've been able to order something, and I got it. I got it. I've been able to pay for something because I had the experience. Like if I say I wanted to provide for something, I would say they should buy it. They would just tell me stories. But when I saw that there's an online opportunity in Nigeria, I used the online service of Konga, and they got it exactly what I ordered. I got it, and the customer service was unbelievable. Was top notch. And you don't even have to call. It was chatting. I would recommend Konga anytime because I used it and it worked. I ordered and they took it to my family member. Yeah. So, and it can work. So what we need is innovation and all this. There is so much to be done. There's so much to be done. Yeah, Nigerian government, when once you are Igbo, you are obsessed with Nigerian government because you think Nigerian government starts in Abuja. Nigerian government starts also in the local governments. Nigerian government starts from every corner. How many is everybody doing? That's the question. How many is everybody doing? You know. Yeah. So my people, we this talk can never finish. In so yeah, there was a network problem. So don't stop saying you develop based on it. Yeah. Do you know development is of the mind? Someone that goes to America, in spite of all the opportunities, in spite of all the possibilities, they go there and do crime. They go there and do crime. And everybody wants to steal from each other. That is the lack of the environment, the conducive environment. Because everyone wants to steal, everyone wants to take advantage. If you open a company and employ people, everybody wants to steal. They don't even care that business is employing them. They don't care. They want to steal as much as possible until you will close it down. So everything is about for us to actually s- look for the starting point from within us. Everybody wants to take advantage of. If someone open church, even the church we are talking about, they will be using it to defraud people. I will do a video later. I will show you the video where a reverend father was doing miracle, fake miracle. Like I showed you the other one the other day where they were saying they raised somebody from the dead. Like I was looking at a video yesterday. They say Pastor Enenche, they say one old man, I don't know what is wrong with the man. He was sitting down. Almost, they said he was flying from Zambia, from Malawi to Zambia. And then he flew in that auditorium and it was too unbearable. It became a no-fly zone and he fell down. And you needed to look at the comment section. Everybody was like, yeah, Holy Ghost, like this Enenche. Nigerian Enenche, he's in Zambia. Now, this is what they are doing with our people. They will steal it. Maybe they are saying, okay, the raid they are trying to do along Aba Aziz, they are stealing it, stealing. The company cannot go on again. They are tired. Even sometime they were stealing also those ones around Kogi, Itakpe. So you have other opportunity. Like there's one that is flying to the FBI of Philadelphia looking for two young men that is stole $30, 30 million something. And somebody was commenting there like, any small thing that our people take from them, they will be angry. After the decolonization and took everything, any small thing, because they are not thinking that when you are doing like that, you're actually blocking the road for the next people that are coming. You're blocking the road for the next people that are coming. So we are supposed to actually use that opportunity, establish communities there, and use that community to sponsor the development we want in our homeland. Instead, we use all our opportunities that we have abroad, we are using it to be doing crime. So after this decade, I don't think that window of opportunity of coming into their country will be open again, because we have abused it. And the children that are born there is a disconnect. They don't know this other side. So I don't know how it's going to be. They can't pray to develop. So everybody is steeped in this mystery. Oh, it's mysterious. It's very entertaining. It's very interesting. They want something that is mysterious. But whereas other cultures want knowledge, they want to learn, they are teaching. Yeah, me too. I will soon be going. Yeah. So everything is not government. So Southeasterners, there's like government. But what is about all the other places they are going to, and they are not, able to contain themselves and behave properly and actually eschew that talent that they have in a positive way, in a higher percentage. Yeah. Okay, my people. I mean, the video was all over the place. Thank you, my brother Chimeze. I'm sorry, they say I don't allow you to talk. I don't know. I hope you had the opportunity to see what you wanted to say today. And I'll see you guys by the grace of God tomorrow. Maybe I will do a video again and show you that video of that Reverend Father that I'm talking about. So thank you so much for being a part of the program. Let the conversation continue in the comment section. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye for now. Bye. Our brother say people should get over the colonization. It's a real problem for Nigerians, India, and Singapore were colonized too. We have to grow up. Yeah. We have to, it's not easy. It's the easiest thing is to cry and blame, because it's not easy. It's like this simple analogy: when you leave your mama's house and you have to pay your own bills, cook your own meal, and you don't have what it takes yet, so you're gonna be hung up. But if you have been able to find your own solutions and be able to run your own things, then you'll be a force to contend with. But now, like I was saying, everything you need, you are still being given. Even the electricity, we have the energy, sun. We cannot develop the solar panels to tap into that solar energy. We are still waiting for our papa the European to bring it for us, to come and install it for us. You understand? Yeah, that is not it. And when you are trying to be rational, they will be insulting you. No, there's no, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because as long as you don't have what it takes, you don't like, do you have a factory on your own that you can, for example, that you can provide manufacture lenses, and people who have a problem with eyesight can use it without European importation and depending on Europe. You have to use what is going on with Russia to see, although we are all interdependent, but there's still a level of autonomy you need to attain. Like my daughter was telling me that China now has their own YouTube, like their own YouTube, something similar to YouTube. She called it, what did she call it? Billy or something Billy. And she said on that Chinese YouTube platform, you can actually watch every video or something like that. Like there is more access, and there is a lot of control of what can be shown and something like that. And they also have their own something like Amazon online shop, where they can do their own thing, their own Facebook. They have their own, like, so they are like, for us now, if they take this platform away from us, we are not able to communicate like we are doing now. We don't have our own. That's just an example of what I'm saying. Yeah. you know exactly. It's like going rice to cook, and after cooking he claims to eat have eaten better and healthier than, yeah, we don't have what it takes yet. And like, I remember, I was there's one reverend father that I interacted with one time, and he told me that the problem we are having is that we don't have the mental rigor, because everything you see takes time, it takes mental energy, and we don't have it yet. You know, we don't have the mental rigor, so we cannot sit down and do the work, because now everybody needs that laziness. You need that gratification now. So it's coming from the culture that women have to do everything. For you to be a man, you just have to sit down and they will serve you. You don't need to do anything, and everybody have to bow down for you. You understand? So we have to see how we get there, but we have to first of all get past the insult and the attack. Whether anybody will get the message. uh, Trying to swap the European and, yeah, nah, yeah, of course, yeah, everybody, the East, maybe after Chinese, who know, so yeah, it's still coming from when you don't have your own. You don't have your own, you don't have your own, you have to depend. Yeah, we don't have anything, we don't control anything, and everybody knows this. So all this gra gra, all this gra we know, we are doing is actually from that place, and they know. So they know. We say we know. You understand? So I don't know where we are going to start from, but we can't do it without them. But first of all, we need to embrace technology, science, and questioning things, and leave mystery. If anybody is telling you anything mysterious, leave it for them. Or like all this odechi, all this all this fetish thing. No, do it. Let it be a knowledge. Pass the knowledge. Pass the knowledge baton. Write it down. What you know, give it to the next generation, let them continue from there. We need to move away from mystery. There's no mystery, everything is knowledge. That's why in other countries, the people that are in power, you are not even expected to, like, that now mouth that they talk, say Christian, all those things, but for their head na lie, nothing. you know they know they believe. They will just they do all this thing as cultural thing, because it's like part of their culture. They adapted it, and all this Christianity, they adapted it from Asia, Africa, ancient Africa, and they adapted it to their own, so it becomes their culture. So they are doing it for cultural. It doesn't mean that it's a rich. But Nigerian person will contest for election. After contesting for election, he will still be saying, "Pray for me." Guy, why were you contesting? You don't know the problem where they ground, where you be one go solve, so yeah, everybody needs that mind, logic, science, deduction. When you look at things, you are looking for solution, and they do it from early. you know they don't stunt their children with write, and recite, state and capital, Abia, oh my, so it's now all about reciting. No, they will just let them play. The children will be looking at things, toys, different things. They will be asking, what do you want to play with? They will be looking at, they will find something, putting it together, doing any kind of play. From there, they will be having idea by themselves. But our own, once the baby is 1 year old, state and capital, Abia, oh my, Enugu, Benue, just write A, B, C, D, A for apple. We never see apple before. No know wetin be apple. A for apple, D for ball, C for car. But they don't do that. They don't teach their children ABC or anything at that age here. They allow them to play and explore and do all things, deduce, making friends, all those things. They start teaching the ABCD when they enter primary one at the age of 6 to 7 years, depending on when the child became 6 years. So if you were born before August, you will go at 6. If you are born after August, you will go at 7 years old. And that's where you start learning ABCD for the first time. And they will be learning one alphabet at a time. A, they will learn it to do everything about it. They will not learn B. So they are not stunting the growth of their children with all this recitation and back to sender memory practice. Yeah, exactly. So and we are not there, so no be it's gonna take work. It's not by verse, no be verse and pity party. Oh, see how they are looking at me. Oh, see how. Suck it up, because more is coming. It's not now. It's not now. Honestly, some things you can fight, some things you can ignore, but and our people that are stomping their hearts, say that we are the best in everything. It's just that we are marginalized. That's just the funny part, because you are not able to say where exactly you are the best. Best in what? Best in acquiring European degrees and European qualification, abi. The time wey European no come nko, wetin you fair be? How that thing wey you acquire take dey help you, dey help you? Shebi na make we come still go work for dem, go get the degree, come work for dem. Sit down for one office, they go dey pay you so money. No be to solve our problem or create a solution for ourselves. All dis road wey no dey, na we get engineer, dem no fit build road. They have to go and bring people from abroad to come and build it. Well, ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀, my people. I see you. Have a good week start in the week. By the grace of God, we'll see us again tomorrow. Bye for now.